with that cap can. So we will get to see, after all, where he's going to put those traps, whether or not they actually do anything. The attacking operator is not a big surprise, though. Pretty much what you would expect.
Except for the fact Blackbeard's not making an appearance. Nor
That
any
is
shield.
true, yeah. I mean, it is something that, like, it looks like they've kind of traded out Sledge for Blackbeard to an extent, but we'll see if that ends up making a difference. I mean, they have no shield operators at all on here. They do have a Doc, but not a Rook on the defense as well, as they've essentially traded out the cap can for that role in that kind of combo.
Yeah, typically if you're not going to see the Capcan or the Doc, you'll see the Rook and the Smoke for the most part.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you might see the Castle, you might see the Pulse. They have made an appearance, but a lot of times it's that Rook and the Smoke that you'll see here on the basement.
Yeah.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
It looks as though we will be successfully beginning the round here, and I want to say that we're going to see some different defenses set up here, but right from the get-go, we're seeing, I believe there's Valkyrie going off to the construction tunnel. We're seeing the reinforcements by Church putting barbed wire instead of the garage tunnel. It seems pretty much standard, at least on the surface here for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely not doing anything crazy. We talked earlier about Castle being a big thing on this map for a while, and then just kind of dropping off today, which was surprising because Castle's definitely a good way to kind of reroute people a bit. But hey, they've got other priorities with the cap can traps, obviously wanting to make sure that they get those where they want them to. That's an interesting spot to hide that camera.
It is, but Lowe is going to spot him out.
Watching him do it.
Spark solid, but just turned away from it.
Yeah, that seems kind of silly to do that, but looks like there is one cap can trap there trying to stop people from rushing out.
Now I like this. Zephyr's up inside a garage. He watched his buddy fall down, and I want to say he's just going to stay here and do a little peek outside or wait for the door to get open.
Yeah, we've seen Zephyr play a lot of this Roam Jaeger and do stuff like that for sure.
So right now he's waiting to see if someone's going to push in from the kennel spawn, and I don't believe there is going to be anyone just yet.
He's definitely ready for someone to come around there. And
Easily,
does find
though.
one.
Peeks around the corner. We'll pay a couple bullets to Zephyr. Zephyr's going to retreat back down the hallway as Raphael is going to cover him.
That's something I've seen Zephyr do a lot that I like, that he'll take those shots if he can make them and then just back off. And that's what a smart Jaeger's going to do. He's not going to push it, like we discussed earlier, overextend yourself.
Yeah, to me, the fact that we just saw that engagement happen, that Zephyr was able to stay inside a garage, if I was on Supremacy, I'd take that as a note that, hey, they really aren't droning as proficiently as they should be.
Yeah, and that is going to be beneficial to them, but they're not going to be able to play that garage anymore. And Thermite's going for something that we saw again earlier, a Season 1 meta sort of thing, blowing open the kitchen hatch for that angle. Kitchen being a little riskier to play in because of the holes in the floor could be used against you as well as C4.
Yeah, and taking a look over here at Doc, I want to say. Doc is downstairs. He's inside of the arsenal room, I want to believe. But Lau's actually going to throw down one nade. He's inside of the kitchen, going to go downstairs the main hallway. He's going to open up more of the floor here, hopefully getting a shot right onto Bibu, who we see inside of Church. That's Bandit. Now Boss goes down at the bottom of the main stairs at the central location. He's pulling out the SMG-11, was going to look down sight, and then he's going to throw that nade in.
Oh, look, there's not a lot of barbed wire here like we usually see a lot of the times, so he doesn't have that to use his nade on, but he's going to go for a throw and see what he can get over there.
One nade goes out, there goes the second. Riddle's holding on to a nice angle. He's going to push on down the main hall. Is he going to push on in? He gets a couple bullets in the back. Going to move into Arsenal Room, looking down towards Sangrel. We also have Sledge pushing in. Lau's going to drop. Ooh, and we got Sangrel taking quite a bit of bullets. Animal picks up the first kill, though, under Raphael. And we have four attackers inside of the back of Arsenal Room. Doc was falling. Bibu was able to get the shot into Animal, then gets traded off. Riddle picking up Sangrel. Zephyr's able to get easily, and now it's a 3-on-3 as Lau's able to get Spark. Now it's all up to Jaeger and Bandit over inside of Church. Zephyr pokes around. He's able to get one down, I believe, but will fall to the bullets. Bibu taking off the trade as Zephyr falls to Lau.
It's all on Bibu here to try and find two.
So Diffuser has been planted. He's got just about 30 seconds left to go. Bibu spots Bosco, but Bosco drops down, pops back up, and is able to pick off the head of Bibu, and that's going to be round one going to Onslaught.
Great little prairie dog fight there. Nice move for Bosco. A lot of that was timing and just catching in the right spot. Moving when he was ducked was a good idea, so his head didn't pop up in the same spot, and I think that cost Bibu. He was expecting him to pop up right where he was before. So that was well played. A good start for Onslaught. As we said earlier, kind of the expected underdog team, starting off strong in Clubhouse. They were the advantage playing that to an extent, the way they started it, but definitely a surprising turn of events. They were going to pick Frost there for an interesting twist, but going instead with Pulse.
Yeah, I didn't see the Capcan traps play much of a role there on the
No.
defense push.
Locate and defuse bombs.
Maybe it was more of a contingency to not have to watch some of their flanks as much. Because then they would have had to deal with those Capcan traps if they were coming around on those flanks.
Yeah, especially if you put one on the construction tunnel entrance into the Arsenal room.
Maybe kind of playing a similar role to Castles.
But here we have it. We are, instead of having a Bandit and instead of having the Capcan, we are going to see that Rook and Pulse make an appearance here.
I think that might play out a little bit better. Again, we didn't see Capcan do too much. He tanked quite a few shots, but he just didn't get any kills out of it, and that really ultimately
10
cost him.
seconds left.
Yeah, being up on top of that desk is something that I haven't necessarily seen in the past. It gave him good leverage, but at the same time, I think his line of sight was blocked by the boxes on the shelf.
Yeah, and they used that to their advantage for sure.
But you can see how fast that the attackers collapsed. Once they knew they had control of that back of Arsenal, you saw Lau drop, he was Buck inside the kitchen. You saw Sledge coming in, Ash came in, you had Thermite pop in. I mean, they just dominated that entire area.
Yeah, and it paid off. Like, just having 2 people alone in that room can be enough to defend it.
So we are underway here in the attack phase. Zephyr's going to finish droning out the garage.
Because he knows he plays there. He's like, I hope no one does what I do.
There, so. But we've got Anima, and I believe that was Ghost on the main stairwell. And so basically, they're just, again, being that little extended aggressiveness, but looking from above. That's going to be 1H. C4 goes out, not going to land on anyone just yet. Ghost is going to come on back downstairs, though.
They're really opening up a lot of that floor that could be to the benefit of the attackers or could make it actually hard for them to walk across it. But that camera that was being used to kind of call out where he was, finally taken down.
Yeah, Bibu's back was spotted a bit, but turns around, spots it as the eyeball's pointed right onto him.
Attack's really gotten slowed down by this, though. I mean, it was a lot of C4 wasted, but they're really kind of like, whoa, what should we do now?
I know, right? So Bibu right now has spent the last 30, 40 seconds here at the top of the stairs. There's no one inside of the hallway. They have a drone down there. They can easily see that no one's there. However, he's still taking his good old time. Bosco's right below the drop hatch inside of stock that just got opened up. You could hear the explosions happening. Blackbeard's going to be right above it. Throw down one flashbang, throws down another. They all get taken out by the ADS, except for that final one, which didn't even make it down the drop hatch.
So that smoke coming out, it's going to make them think they're going to drop. But are they going to? There still looks like they're considering it. They're going to open up some of the floor. We've seen a lot of this particular spot been used today by the PC teams.
Yeah, so right now we've got Bosco, who's getting droned out by Zephyr inside of the utility room. And basically that's monstrous. That's a lot of information being given because you are having a push going coming down. But Zephyr, unfortunately, will be taken out by the drop shot of Bosco. Sangro's able to get the trade off onto Animal, though, and now it's a 4-on-4 with 50 seconds left to go.
Definitely nice timing on his part, coming around the corner right when Capital was going to throw that nade.
All right, so the nade was able to get rid of the barbed wire. Riddle heard the drop. That was a loud drop. Shotgun's right on the other side, ready to go for Bibu should he get too close. And I want to say Ghost just needs to stay put. He doesn't need to be over-aggressive. Second person just dropped. In goes one nade, downs Riddle. I thought it went way past his body, but Spark knows it. He's going to push on in, but doesn't turn in time, will not get the kill. Lau's going to finish off Spark. Rafael's finally going to drop Bosco. And now it's 2-on-2 as it is a trade-off there between Easily and Bibo. Lau able to pick up the shot into Bibo, though. It is all to Sangro. He's inside a motorcycle. 7 seconds left to go. He pushes on in. Easily knows he's moved on in. You got one defender inside of Arsenal, one inside of the garage hall, and some bullets from behind will finish off Sangro as Lau's able to get his back.
That's looking really good for them, both successfully attacking and defending the basement. Shows they've got a lot of strength on this map. Now, obviously, Supremacy is going to be looking for some of those same strats to try and play against them, so it might not go as well in future rounds, but that's a really good start for Onslaught.
Very good start from Onslaught, especially being the second team from North America going up against the first European team. And it's 2-0 right now. We're getting underway in the third round, and again, this is the first map of our first semifinals here for Xbox.
It does surprise me to see that they're going to go with the same set of operators that just did not work last time. Sangro's going to have to play that Capcan a little bit better because it just didn't do anything for him. I know there's got to be a plan there. They're not just doing that by accident. We just really didn't get to see that master plan unfold last time.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people tend to forget is that Capcan, although he might not have the best utility, he still brings a C4 to the group, which people typically think, okay, there's only 3 people with C4, Valkyrie, Bandit, and Pulse. But if you think about it, you still have cap can. So if you're not going to bring a pulse, but you want C4, bring the cap can.
Not to mention, he's actually got a pretty good gun, and being a 3 armor operator is a decent sight player. And everyone's playing sight down here, so it's not a big deal. He does need a lot of speed.
Yep.
So, I mean, I can understand some of the logic behind it, but there might be better choices. I think Rook is generally a better choice if you've got Doc especially.
5 seconds
I mean, because you're not just giving yourself armor by being a 3 armor operator, you're giving that armor to the rest of your team to try and keep them alive along with Doc. But we will see him, you know, putting those cap can traps, and maybe you'll get something with one of them these times, at least slow them down, but they didn't even seem to want to cross those same paths.
Yeah, I actually like that cam that Spark threw down playing Valkyrie. To me, that was a cam that you don't almost never look for. I've never seen that cam there in that location. Normally you think they're behind the motorcycle or whatnot.
Question is how useful is it going to be? That's the important factor. I mean, obviously a dead camera is a useless one, so putting it too obvious doesn't matter how good it is, but...
Yeah, and so here we have, looks like Thermite's going to be inside a stock opening up the drop hatch. You have Lau, who's playing Buck, able to get inside garage and move around. Now, Easily's going to place this Claymore down, and that's basically to cover the flank, right?
Yeah, I always love that Claymore because it is one you just cannot avoid if you try and come up. It really does a really good job, and it just completely locks down that ladder from them coming up it. I mean, it's not common they're going to come up it, let's be honest, but it makes sure that that is not a problem for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way unless you have a Thatcher on your defensive team, which is impossible. So, here we are with 2 minutes left to go in the round, and we have Bosco already down at the main set of stairs. We have Ash right next to him. Looks like they're going to get rid of more of the barbed wire as they push on in. Easily's going to drone it out, spot Zephyr most likely inside of the arsenal room as he turns his drone into looking in church.
A lot of shots coming across here. No one seeming to be able to find a head with them, though. No one even damaged yet.
Now here we have Lau still inside the kitchen. This is where he was last time when they made that quick drop downstairs. Now Thermite hasn't opened up that drop hatch yet. Looks like he's utilized both Thermite charges, one on the stockroom drop, one on the bar drop. So it's not going to be the same kind of push here from the attackers.
Definitely trying to find a hole in the defense here, as neither team has engaged each other yet, making this much more difficult to actually make it into a push.
Keeping an eye on the Lau.
Really want that wire.
The barbed wire finally decides to drop. Still going to do the loud drop though, and that's going to give away his position, especially those bullets, even more.
You see that shotgun just waiting for him over in church from Valkyrie.
Now, keeping an eye, we had Spark down here. He hears the incendiary arrow go out. He knows that it's there. Spark is just waiting for a push in, but the barbed wire is still preventing that fast push.
Laying prone there is a really good idea, just because they're going to come around the corner looking at head height. So.
Ooh, and there's going to be Sangro pistoling off Riddle. Lau will get the trade onto Sangro from above, though. And he's able to drop on through. Finally makes his way into Arsenal Room. Zephyr getting the second kill of the round. Bosco able to trade off onto Rafael. It's now a 3-on-3. Zephyr's going to move on in from the garage tunnel. Spots Thermite, gets the bullet from behind. Able to drop the diffuser there inside of Arsenal Room. 20 seconds left to go. Lau's on his right side. Able to get the shots off. 2-on-2. Bibo's inside of the church. He'll be down by Lau and finished off. Sledge is going to make a push in with some nades into the Arsenal Room. And the blue team has the diffuser, but they haven't planted it just yet. It's now all up to Valkyrie.
5 seconds remaining.
That shotgun's not going to be easy.
Working his way down the hall. He just needs to come right behind. Looks one to side, but behind him is going to be the diffuse planted. There is Sledge trying to go for the knife, and he misses. And it will be Lau getting the double kill into Spark and Bibu. I tell you, right then and there, I thought the shotgun right onto Lau finished him off, down him as he turned around.
Yeah.
And nothing. Nothing. He didn't get the kill.
Did not seem to do what they expected it to right there. I expected, like, especially when he turned around and started firing at him, that first shot was just going to down him at the very least. So that really worked out in Onslaught's
I thought
favor.
he turned because he knew he downed him, flicked around, and said, okay, the diffuser's not in front of me, it's got to be behind me.
Yeah.
And then when he killed Sledge, I was expecting for the round to be basically over, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was definitely a very close attempt at a clutch there. I didn't think the shotgun was going to get anywhere near that close, but just those shots just did not connect and do the damage they needed to clutch that. I am really surprised to see a 3-0 here in this situation.
Agreed, especially knowing that the defensive hold is one of the favorites for any defender
well,
here.
You can see Low is a big reason why it's not going as expected for Supremacy. 9 kills. He's doing a lot of work for his team.
Doing a lot of work with the second person on his team only securing 3 kills. So with that, I mean, you can just tell how much work they put into, especially Lau, just annihilating a lot of the angles, a lot of the peaks, a lot of the players on the opponent's side.
Definitely playing a critical role in slaughtering the enemy.
5 seconds remaining.
So here we have Ghost is going to try to get one camera out here, but he's already got a drone right next to him. Bibo's drone is perfect, right where it needs to be.
Approaching a kill zone.
Now they know it's been opened up, they know that a camera's got thrown out, but they just don't know where.
Interesting angle there, laying prone and then shooting through that wall.
Here we have Animal, though, moving on from bar, from the strip club over through bar, and just going to stay in the lobby right now.
Yeah, definitely looks like they're expecting a push on the B side. And for good reason, because it looks like that's where the push is coming from. They saw that drone there and just maybe figured that that was why. The camera just gets taken out.
See, no, I actually like that. That was a baited Valk cam, because right above him is the other Valk cam. So they think, hey, there's only ever going to throw one out.
Very true.
They've now secured their top Valk cam.
Now we'll see if that'll make a huge difference. We did see some attacks get thwarted by being able to come out from the garage door, but it looks like the garage is, you know, pretty well taken over, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, right now it's under the control of the attacker. Sangro's going to throw a couple flashbangs in through the kennel entrance point, and 2 will knock out an ADS. The third one finally moves on in, and the nade will then proceed to get rid of the barbed wire. Zephyr's outside of construction though.
That's some good teamwork there. Here, I'll clear out the ADSs for you, then you can nade the wire for me.
Animal inside of the hallway though, he almost clipped Zephyr as Zephyr hopped into his cam outside by the kitchen hallway. You can see, you're going to see a wall bang here from Animal. He's going to possibly hit, or if not, just shoot through the wall, or through the window here. He's going to try to shoot. Oh, he lands some bullets, and he gets the headshot onto Zephyr through the window. That is why you put a pulse there inside a kitchen. Looking down from above, Bibu's going to pick off Ghost as he moves on into the bomb site. And this is exactly what you want from an attacker's standpoint. You want to open up the floor, open up stock, and there you're able to get those kills.
Yeah, that was some good trades back and forth trying to take control of that area.
And you're going to see Bosco get riddled there, trying to get the drone of Rafael. And there he goes. He finally gets it down, but is spotted out and will have to relocate. Animal, however, has made his way up top.
Are we seeing another wallbang?
Was earlier.
Oh, so close. He almost got another wallbang victory there.
Oh, and we will have it. Looks as though Jaeger being injured, down but not out. Lau's trying to peek around the corner, lands some bullets onto Rafael, but will be downed as well. It is now all up to Rook and Pulse going against 3 of the attackers. Now we're going to have Animal jumping on out, spots Spark, but gives away his position. Bibu turns around and is able to get the kill from behind. It is now all up to Rook. He gets one up. Can he move around and get the other? Rafael knows he's gotten one. Easily is going to try to drop jump, but he will be able to pick up Bibu. It's going to be a 3-on-3. Diffuser has been planted. There is now only 30 seconds left to go for the attackers. You've got easily able to pick off Rafael. Again, a 3-on-2 now. That diffuser needs to get planted. Bibu gets one. Can he get a second one? He goes for it and will die in the process. Bosco trying to rush on out. There goes a little bit of lag. Bosco gets the second kill, and he does not have enough time, though, to get the diffuser destroyed. It takes 7 hits here from the defenders, and the attackers will win.
I really thought they had that, but the lack of time there cost them. Like, just going out, like, making that push, I'm surprised they actually succeeded in that. But hey, you know, they burned enough time on from the attackers. Like, that's all that you have to do when you get the diffuser down. Just burn time.
I mean, it was a really good attempt there from the attackers. They got the diffuse down. They were even 3-on-3. I mean, right then they got it. They got the win.
I think Pulse was making a big impact in that round, but then that last play where he tried to go out and get that, like, that might have worked had Ash not just been standing right behind him. So that definitely backfired. Again with the Capcan.
I'm looking forward to seeing I'm looking forward to seeing us get some Capcan kills.
I'm looking forward to Supremacy winning this bomb spot once at this point, because this is the bomb spot that should be the best bomb spot to defend. They've tried 3 times now. You know, this is the third time, but I mean, like, it's just not working. Change up what you're doing. Like, I'm really surprised to see them do the same thing. I would hope
actually saw that. We saw that, I want to say, on what was it? It might have been. It was Canal, actually.
Yeah,
Canal was win on attack, win on attack, win on attack. You couldn't get a defensive round 1. And so what I believe we saw Playing Ducks do was their 4th attempt at playing defense when it was 3-3. They went downstairs into the map room and they actually won that one.
Yeah, exactly. They're just like, forget it. We'll see if Supremacy is going to do something drastically different here, though, because it just did not work out the last 2 times. But hey, they just got the last round, so they're, you know, probably in good spirits. You know, we've won one finally.
Ooh, and Zephyr's playing a little bit of riskiness going into the lobby, but after some bullets fly through the wall, he's going to go back downstairs, and not all the way, though. He's going to stay right underneath of that ladder.
Interesting choice, especially knowing that some of these teams put the...
Ooh, and because he didn't retreat all the way, he's able to get Lau
pays
inside
off.
a garage, and that is the buck.
That's who's been doing a lot of the work for the team, so that may actually be pretty crippling. So that was a good pick for him. Well worth whatever he was doing. At this point, if he took out their heavy hitter and he dies, it was still worth it for sure.
So here we have Bosco and Animal inside of the bar room. Looks as though Animal might be moving into the kitchen hallway. Bosco as well, but he's going to drone out first.
They're looking for those Valk cams, saying like, are they watching what we're doing? Because they have been in the past.
Here we have Riddle and Easily both moving into the kitchen hallway. This is what Easily's looking to do. He's looking to open up the kitchen drop hatch. He's got one exothermic charge left to go. Now, just 2/3 left to go in the round here of the attack phase. We're already going to see, I believe that was Sledge working his way down the main stairwell. And I want to say that we're going to possibly see a little bit of the same push that we've seen here before from OS, and
Well, it's worked
out for him.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change too much with it. It's worked very well.
Ooh, and the second ADS will finish off the Ash charge.
I think the ADS might have just been a little farther back than they expected and thought he got it. That is good, though. We have seen some problems trying to push in when there's barbed wire there, so.
So now Bosco's drone is able to finish off, is getting into church, spots the prone Valkyrie, realizes, hey, that happened last time, we'll have to get him this time.
Yeah, that's definitely a bummer because that was a good position in taking advantage of what they would expect. Now it's not going to work so well, not so much of a surprise. A lot of angles open here for the attackers, a lot of good droning. They know where everyone's at pretty much at this point. It is all on them to just push it well, take out some of them. I mean, defenders have a little bit of advantage right now, though. Yeah, they're all caught out and whatnot, but the attackers are the one who are down a man.
So what we're going to see here is potentially a drop coming in. It's going to be easily dropping into the bullet to Bibu. And now that there's 40 seconds left to go, it's a 5-on-3 right now. Bibu's looking around, his feet will be exposed. Animal goes for the shots, lands some, but just can't get them all. Animal's down to, looks like 30 health. Bibu's even down to about 2. And he finally will be finished off by Zephyr. Riddle's pushing on in, but will be terminated by Raphael. And Bibu picks up the final kill into Animal. It's going to be Supremacy coming back 3-2 at the moment.
Well, for not changing anything, that was a very good comeback on that. So whatever they did, it worked a lot better. I mean, like we talked about getting that buck at the beginning by Zephyr. Made a huge difference, I think, right there. I think Zephyr helped them win that round by playing it a little bit differently himself. And ultimately, yeah, it was a snowball effect. Great teamwork by everyone. I mean, I'm surprised, though, that Onslaught walked into Spark laying there with that shotgun still. You knew he was there. It had to have been called out.
Yes.
Walking
if it wasn't, that just highlights some poor communication or some breakdown in communication.
Yeah. Or just, panic at that point.
Yeah. I mean, we heard it on PC just sitting right next to the stand where the players are, and you hear them yelling, go, 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 just go in right now. So that could have been just their moment of saying, let's rush, let's push on in.
Yeah.
And it's just that spur of the moment, okay, I forgot he was there.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of collapsing at that point anyways. I mean, Supremacy just hadn't done very well with it. Now they have a chance. They've got 2 rounds in a row. They're showing a comeback. Are they going to be able to attack this successfully? Are they going to do something different on their attack here? Because they just haven't done well on that either.
Yeah.
And that's been hurting them. I mean, it's been some great plays, though, by Onslaught. Like, it's not just Supremacy, like, whiffing things.
Agreed. No, this has been a highlight of both teams' abilities to be competent team players here.
Yeah. We'll see if we'll see some massive C4ing in the floor like we did previously. that definitely kind of confused them as to how to proceed at that point.
So when you're sticking a Valk cam inside of the motorcycle hall like we just watched Riddle do, I tend to stay away from the Valk cams at the lower parts of the room for the simple fact that the attackers are going to be at a top-down angle looking through the drop hatch the entire time.
Good chance they might be able to get it from above instead of having to wait till they're in the room.
We see Bosco holding on to the utility room down here by Garage Hallway. It looks as though there might be another push coming in from the attackers into Garage, but we already see, looks as though that's going to be Spark inside a pool table. Bibu's laying inside of the pool bar right now. Raphael's going to come in behind him and open up the bar drop.
Time to make a new
I mean, it's a little bit late to be opening that bar drop in terms of like time. I mean, it's been a whole minute, but I guess as long as they wanted to clear it out and make sure it was super clear that they weren't going to get picked off by any roamers, it's a good idea still nonetheless. And I wonder if we're going to see Raphael putting that Claymore down since Capito didn't.
And there we go, trying to get the bullets here onto the Valcam. Just, there it is. Finally spent half a mag doing so, but Zephyr's finally able to call it a quit. Now, it looks as though Ash took quite a bit of damage. Now, that incendiary arrow, to me, was just an escape route for him. He didn't really
A
realize
distraction
was there.
points. Yeah. And I'm not sure why he really felt the need to escape right then unless he was just feeling that pressured. I mean, he can just bide his time. It's not like they're going to do a whole lot to get him out of that position just yet.
Agreed. And now Sangro's trying to open up the door, the rest of the door down here at the bottom of the stairs. Some bullets go flying in, pushing him back just a bit. Rafael's able to drone out Church just a wee little. And Bosco will be spotted as well as Animal. So 60 seconds left to go. Still a 5-on-5, and Sangro's going to stay at the bottom of these stairs holding onto the angle. Animal might overpeak himself. Ooh, and he just gets missed as Sangro's peeking it.
That is going to give away Blackbeard's position, but nonetheless, Blackbeard is a big deterrent to them trying to cross anywhere in that hallway. So it's certainly not a terrible thing, especially if he decides to move positions. They're still going to think he's there.
And so Zephyr's then going to push on in, but it will be Bibu, or I'm sorry, Bosco peeking around the corner, able to get Zephyr. Animal gets a double kill onto Bibu and Spark, and it's going to be the attackers rushing on in. Riddle gets the knife onto Rafael, and it's now all up to Blackbeard at the bottom of the main stairs.
That's twice Zephyr's been caught out trying to throw a grenade by him.
And so Sangro, realizing that he is nowhere near the diffuser, he's going to have to relocate. He drops, makes a loud appearance, and so the side swipe from Riddle, though, will finish off Sangro, and that's going to be a 5-0 sweep for that particular round.
That was really well played by Onslaught, just decimating the team. Like, it was like this back and forth, no one killing anyone. They just, boom, the kills just coming out.
Agreed. And so with that, Onslaught moves into their match point. It is 4-2 at the moment. If they can secure this, they get one step closer to getting into the grand finals tomorrow night.
At this point, it is not looking like it is going to be a 2-0 for Supremacy.
I don't feel like it will be. They're going to have to make a 4-win comeback here.
Yeah.
Turn it in from a 4-2 to at least a 6-4, if not a 6-5.
I mean, certainly not impossible, but they're just not in a great position to do it, given their adaptations have not worked. We've seen a lot of the same things over and over. Like I said, you know, Capito getting caught out mid-grenade throw 2 rounds in a row. Like, they're just not changing up enough of what they're doing. If they're that predictable to get killed by the same thing again, I just feel like maybe they just need to like really rethink how they're playing. Just do something drastically different. Yeah, and so seeing as how Supremacy did successfully hold the bomb site downstairs in the basement, we are going to see it come back up inside of the bomb or the bar and the stock room. But if we just glance at the wall between the bomb sites hasn't even been opened up yet. Yeah, it's definitely going to be something they're going to need to make sure they do, or it's going to be a problem for them.
Now we see Biba, who is upstairs inside of the CCTV room as well as the cash room, opening up some of the walls and some of the floor, and now Biba's going to rotate back downstairs.
Well, they do see that wall open now at least, so that can help. I mean, they play this a little funky, but having a shotgun in there is usually a common thing, like, but that's Valkyrie's place usually, is to play inside that stock room, just because that shotgun's a lot better than that pump action shotgun on Smoke. Hey, you see him at least taking out drones with it, so that's a good start. Yeah, we also have Castle, who is upstairs inside of the master bedroom, looking to possibly stay up there and cause a little bit of chaos. It looks like those Castle doors have actually slowed down the attack, though, as they expected to come in a little more easily. And so here we have, looks as though Riddle's going to be droning out that kitchen hallway, and he's right outside by the construction, realizes the walls are reinforced, realizes kitchen is nice and clear. Sandra, however, is going to keep a hold onto that stock room.
Attackers have located a bomb.
They've definitely got some decent map control over here, but not necessarily where they need it to be just yet. Capito's already taken a lot of damage for it.
Now here we have just 2/3 of the round left to go. Sangro's still sitting inside of the stock room with a shotgun. You do have one wall getting opened up easily, able to get the garage wall as he moves around towards the kennel spawn.
I'm still not convinced that Smoke is the best player in that room. I mean, you shouldn't even be probably throwing smokes from that room if you can help it.
Now, I want to take a look at Bandit. Bandit's someone, I think he's still underneath, possibly all the way in garage. No, I'm sorry, Bandit's inside a bar right here. We're staring at him.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for someone to try and come in that front door or across it.
Now, he has been droned out, it looks like, and he's got a couple bullets going his way. Animal's going to be up top, opens up some of the floor. Sangra, however, is right underneath of him. Animal knows it, and he's looking for it, but will be shot up from behind. Bibu looking the crossed angle all the way over here inside of the office, right above bar.
Definitely not where you'd expect him to be.
And Sangra will also fall to Ghost Riddle. It's now a 4-on-4 as that trade-off occurred. Ghost Riddle took a couple bullets here from from the bar. He's going to peek around and doesn't even spot Rafael. Spark, though, goes for the peek. The Claymore from Lau, able to get Bibu, though. And now it's a 4-on-3. 45 seconds left to go. Valkyrie has been hurt quite a bit there in that little engagement between Ghost Riddle. Now Zephyr's going to try to rotate around. He's not going to be detected. He's able to get around here. And this is going to be the flank that the defense team needed. And so this might be the win here for Supremacy if they can secure it, but it is all up to Zephyr. And seeing as how the diffuser has been planted, Ghost Riddle is there, and it will be Onslaught winning the first round here, the first map. We're going to be headed on to Chalet here in just a moment.
That was not how I expected it to go. Even a Claymore killed that round. It's the first one we've seen of the day. Wasn't quite a Capcan, kind of the reverse of a Capcan. Really,
Still a lasered explosive in my eyes.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, Onslaught showing they know how to use lasers a little bit more effectively than Sankrel does.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we just saw it go from a 3-1 to a 4-2, now it's a 5-2. Round ended, match ended. We are going to get onto our second map of Chalet, but I want to highlight Lau's 11 kills there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing fantastic, doing a lot of work there. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here that are on your screen.
There's that happened twice.
There's that drop shot from Bosco, just magnificent. Riddle got down by the nade. I actually thought that nade extended.
Yeah, that
into
was
the
a
room.
good toss. But then walks into the room, just gets mowed down anyways. So didn't really do a whole lot. Couldn't really get that kill and secure it.
Yeah, and Bibu will pick the shots off onto Riddle, but Lau's able to get that trade off onto him.
There was a lot of fights over that church that just ultimately didn't work out.
Yeah, this is nice from Zephyr. Zephyr was able to just prone right behind the ammo crate, spotted, easily pushing on in. And this is that shotgun that I was like, wait a second, you just got the buck or whoever and turn around and you missed him.
Definitely did not work out.
There was that glorious window shot from Animal. He was able to just utilize that heartbeat sensor, spot him, pre-fired, down he went.
That was interesting. He was facing like a different angle. He was like pre-firing, tilted the wrong way, but you know what? It worked. There's that second time.
Yep.
It's embarrassing.
So here we have, there's a double kill from Animal, and I mean, this is that 5-0 round that we had Onslaught just dominate on.
Yeah, that was a really great round for them. Not
that I really like. That connection between Bosco and Spark from there was fantastic.
Yeah, and it kind of left Bibu in a bad position there at the end.
So we are going to get back underway here on Chalet, which is our map number 2, as we have the players get back in the lobby and we have everything underway. But talking about Chalet, we've seen. We'll start back at the beginning. Season 1 was, okay, let's choose basement. Season 2 was, okay, trophy room and kitchen are going to be the prominent defensive hold. We've seen that kind of carry on through Season 3. What do you think we're going to see here to start?
I think we're going to see probably trophy room to start. I think the Xbox teams have picked up on that being a good bomb spot. But I wouldn't be surprised to see someone just try and change up and do that bar game room. I mean, it is something that has sometimes worked for Xbox. I don't think we're going to see a master bedroom defense, but you never know.
If you think about it, the reason you don't pick a particular bomb site, let's choose bar and game room. We'll pick on bar and game room for a little. You think about, okay, we aren't going to pick that because what's happened? This is what the attackers do. It is well known that the attackers are going to come through the window, come through the door, possibly try to overtake library. If you put your time and effort into just defending that single attack strat, I can guarantee you no team is working on an attack strat for bomb and bar.
Yeah.
So
you never know.
I mean, with that, if you can make a solid defense for the one attack, you can guarantee at least one win on that bomb site.
Yeah. Well.
All right, so let's take a look at the map flight, and we're going to take a look at the bomb sites here on Chalet right before we get underway. So here we have it. We've got our Chalet map, and this is something we've seen a little bit, not too much of, though. All right, and so here we have Supremacy starting on the attack side, and we're going to have Onslaught starting on defense. And what we're going to see here for the start is going to be a pretty standard defense from what we've seen with Onslaught.
Yeah, I mean, they're going for that kitchen trophy room. They are going with the Doc Rook combo this time, which is good. Curious to see how Animal's going to use that pulse, though. I mean, is he going to be using it to spot people outside trophy window? Is he going to be looking for people in the car garage underneath the trophy? Is he going to be using it playing upstairs? There's a lot of uses for pulse in this, as long as he's able to act on whatever he finds.
Yeah, and earlier we were talking about, or we heard Panky and Kix talking about the vertical gameplay and how it possibly isn't as strong or isn't as prevalent as it is on PC, but I think the use of Pulse might be changing it up. I could easily see Pulse being played downstairs in the big garage,
yeah,
looking up into the trophy floor.
There's definitely a lot of good uses of it potentially. And I think the vertical gameplay has come a long way for Xbox.
Definitely.
So we'll see. I do see Bosco placing up that trophy device next to the window, and then I imagine that that's part of the reason that Thatcher's being used here, as well as a contingency if they happen to play in the basement and they want to get that car garage, or I mean the snowmobile garage open.
Yeah, what we haven't really seen too much of, or at least from an attack standpoint, has been most of the attackers when they pursue this bomb site, it's either going to be an all-out top-down push or an all-out bottom-up push. We don't necessarily see 3 go top, 2 go bottom, and kind of pinch from the verticality of this map.
Yeah, and it is difficult to pull off. Like, nice, missed that. Unfortunately, was trying to go for the tree.
New feed.
I'd say those Val cams are just a little bit too sticky.
Yeah, not quite C4 sticky though. The previous C4, of course. They are opening up that lobby though quickly.
Swapping mags.
Just seeing if they could catch anyone off guard, probably. But he does have some nice angles on it. Really, it's interesting opening up both that window there, but that does provide a nice crossfire onto that hallway if you wanted to use it.
Yeah, we actually see that is Jaeger right beneath Zephyr. He's inside of the game room right now. He actually rotates around. His back will be exposed as Zephyr opens it up. He will be finished off. Bosco is just being totally annihilated by not paying attention to what's going on around him.
Bosco is also one of the good players on the team, and that's going to hurt them a little bit.
Survey.
So that will be 1 kill down for Onslaught, or I'm sorry, for Supremacy.
Or at least we see what he's doing with that pulse now. Trying to help out, seeing if anyone's above, knowing that they might want to play that top-down game, just giving them some idea where they might be at, perhaps to C4 the floor, or at least to shoot through it.
Yeah, we've got the rest of Onslaught, all 4 defenders on site, whether that's in Trophy Kitchen or inside of the dining hall. So there's, at the moment, not going to be any lurkers. But here we have Animal just waiting for it. He sees the breach charge being planted. Doesn't have time, though, to shoot up from below.
It is going to be helpful to at least know where he can stand safely and tell his teammate as well. Make sure they don't get shot too easily from above. I could see the use in that alone, just saying like, hey, don't stand here, don't stand here.
Now Zephyr is throwing down some nades right outside the fireplace, and he actually, I believe he opened up the door, got rid of some of the barbed wire. Animal just can't find a steady place to sit. It's now a 5-on-4, minute 15 left to go. Bibu just terrorizing this top floor.
Yeah, you definitely cannot say that they're not playing the top-down gameplay.
Here's Zephyr able to get the 1 shot onto easily as he pushes in from fireplace. That's going to be a couple bullets going his way. Taking a look at the bird's eye view, we see Animal inside of the kitchen. Bibu still up here trying to open up, but he keeps on placing his charges. Sangro, though, able to get the 1 kill onto Animal, and that's going to be Paul's fall into the bullets. Dropping in from the master bedroom. There goes the double kill. It will be Zephyr picking up 1, Bibu picking up the other, and that's going to be Supremacy winning round 1 here on Chalet.
That was a brutal attack. They just tore up that floor, got every single shot they possibly could, dropped it and just finished the job as they were looking the other direction. That was brutal. I mean, that was the Supremacy I was expecting on Clubhouse.
Yep.
But this is a map that honestly I thought favored them, so I'm not too surprised. They definitely have some.
Well, this was their
for it.
choice too. So
Yeah.
this was the map that they chose. They were ready for it. They had strats for it. And as we saw, I mean, they played the vertical game. They opened up the office floor. They opened up the master bedroom floor, and they successfully overtook all of Kitchen and all of Trophy.
Yeah, now I'd like to see how they defend it and whether or not Onslaught actually go for that same approach or not. If they're going to go for that top down. A lot of good kills coming out from Zephyr that round.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Onslaught, they didn't get a single kill on the board at the moment.
Yeah, that was a good 5-man just slaughter fest.
So Spark's going to double check for any drone before he goes ahead and throws one of the black guys out there.
That's a good idea. Hey, are they going to spot that this time?
Here's something that's a little different. Here's this we haven't seen before. Last time when we had Onslaught on the, when we had Onslaught on defense, they decided to reinforce first floor and reinforce some of the top. Now here we are downstairs reinforcing the large garage.
It's something we used to see a lot of PC teams doing when they wanted to just defend the garage and stop people from pushing in underneath.
Yep.
Playing that underneath gameplay, trying to open up the floor underneath the trophy room for people to not be able to stand safely or even catch one of them off guard.
Now this is really different. They have to know that Onslaught's going to be pushing down from the basement because they're utilizing 3 defenders there.
Yeah, they really want to make sure. You know, if nothing else, it might give them some good late rotates up and then nullify a lot of their top-down attack if there's no one to attack from above. So the question is, are they going to catch that and do proper droning downstairs?
Yeah, and I want to say that this map is one of the best maps for rotating around because you have 3 sets of stairs that go from bottom floor to top floor.
That's unusual to have that many sets of stairs, especially even close to each other, not completely spread across the map. So you have some good ways to go and pinch someone. But that fireplace room does make one of them much harder to do safely.
Yeah, and we see Zephyr on the bottom of those kitchen stairs. Sangro's still going to be sitting around inside of dining, chilling on the cam, getting some intel for his team, as Rafael is doing the same thing inside of trophy.
Let's hope Sangro can do something a little bit more with that cap can this time. Just didn't really do anything with it on Clubhouse. As we said, he's got a decent weapon, some utility, things like that, some armor, but I don't think those traps are doing a lot. There are some good ways to stop some pushes here, but I don't see a trap there.
Ooh, and Animal and Riddle are going to go head-to-head here from the back hallway into the snowmobile garage. He was droned out by Animal, and then will finally be down by Lau, but Spark comes around, and he's able to get the trade-off, but then Spark will fall to the likes of Riddle. It's now a 3-on-4, minute 30 left to go, and as we take a look, Riddle's still keeping an eye on those back stairs. Zephyr is still down here. Bosco only needs to drone out and fall down through the drop hatch, which I think Animal might be considering doing.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Supremacy this time, being down that many guys like that, and, you know, Cap can't still just not doing anything.
And Riddle's able to get Zephyr, who was lurking underneath. It is now a 4-on-2. 60 seconds to go. The last 2 defenders are going to be on site. You see Sangro inside of the A-bomb, inside of kitchen, as Rafael is inside of the trophy room right by B-bomb.
Not sure if he was just trying to bait them out by making sound or what. Like, hey, I know you're on the other side of this wall, Ash. Come get me.
And so here we have it. Thermite won't be able to open up this wall because those charges are there. Sangro able to get one onto Animal. That incendiary grenade is going to stop him from getting the angle on the left. Bosco tries to strafe across, gets the headshot onto Sangro. However, the Cap Can trap able to make an appearance and get Riddle. It's now a 2-on-1 as it becomes now a 1-on-1 with Rafael getting the shots onto easily. Now there are 30 seconds left to go. The diffuser has not been planted yet, and we do not have Sledge picking it up just yet. Bosco inside of the dining hall. He's looking towards kitchen. He's going to rush on in, look through, prone behind the counter, and Rafael right now is just waiting. Just waiting. He's going to peek right. Doesn't see anyone. He hears the bullets. Bosco's trying to go for the rush here. Instead of backtracking, going to get that diffuser, he goes for the shots but misses, and Rafael is there to get Bosco down.
That was a good round for Supremacy. And finally showing Cap Can rather than Cap Can.
I know, right?
So that was good for them. Actually getting that Cap Can kill after getting a kill with your gun, or I mean, do some damage with your gun and getting a kill with it.
So you got one kill as Cap Can, then you got killed off, and you still managed to get a kill. That's some of the power of Cap Can there.
Now, I don't expect to see a lot of that again. I think that was kind of a one-off, but it is putting them up 2-up right now.
It is.
It is showing that this is their map, and Clubhouse maybe was Onslaught's map.
I want to say we're going to see another push here from Supremacy, and it's going to be, like you said, their map. This is their map to shine.
I guess the question is, if this was their pick and they win it, and the other team won their pick, whose pick really was Banks, and are they going to win it if we get that far?
I want to say OS, but again, OS is number 2 in North America. You've got Supremacy number 1 in EU. Who's the favorite? And I believe it was Matt earlier on at the analyst desk said that there was a 58 favoritism towards Supremacy winning. I'm gonna go with Twitch or with Twitter chat on that.
Yeah, I think that's likely. But you know, I didn't expect as much of a stomp as there was on Clubhouse. So you never know. There's been a lot of unexpected victories and upsets here today. So everything's on the table. But Supremacy definitely showing very strong to start with.
Attackers objective is
So I think you can get a cam in a very similar spot instead of potentially getting it stuck on the window like he did last time. Just opening up the balcony door of master bedroom.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he has his angle he wants to use. As long as he doesn't get killed doing it and doesn't lose the camera,
I say go
whatever
for
works.
it.
Yeah.
Now we do have Zephyr pulling the same stunt as before, opening up the lobby doorway as well as the window facing there. However, he's not going to go up to the library this time. He's going to push on over into the gaming room.
I guess he decided he'd rather take a little bit more control of this side first before going up. He's actually going to go all the way down. It is very common to see a Jaeger and Bandit and things like that down here playing in wine in this particular situation, so it is not a surprise to see Bosco over there. The question is Zephyr going to be able to get him? I mean, Zephyr's a Jaeger player as well. He's got to know that Jaeger might be playing down there and going to be thinking about that, but he's got to catch him out first, and he does have someone droning for him. Yeah, that does give him an advantage.
Yeah, and that was Bibu just droning out Bosco, forcing him to actually relocate, which it looks like he has, all the way into the large garage door here.
That's going to be good if Zephyr can just continue to act on that and get him out of there. That's going to be great, but he is burning up a lot of time doing it. So hopefully the rest of his team is getting into position, making it count. Zephyr just decides, hey, not worth it. As long as he doesn't come up and get us, we're fine.
You can already see one EMP goes out, tries to get rid of any of the ADSs here. Sangro's going to throw one more, and you're most likely going to see a nade pop around here to get rid of theirs.
Yep.
Nade gets rid of the barbed wire, potentially some of the door.
That's helpful. They are going to go for this dining push here, but they could also be putting some pressure on the trophy side if they wanted to. Doesn't look like they are just yet.
Now Zephyr's drone's going to spot out Lau right behind the plant system there. Lau doesn't realize it just yet. We also have Easily inside of the kitchen, it looks like right underneath the window, as Animal is inside of the hallway as well for dining.
It is good that Supremacy is going with a different attack strat, it looks like, this time than last time. Although last time that did work, getting 5 men just slaughtering them, but I think they figured Onslaught's going to be a little more prepared for that this time.
Oh, and Ghost Riddle's going to be denied here as he goes over into Trophy.
Oh, nice.
He gets injured. There goes the nade from Zephyr, able to down another. Pulse, however, will be picked back up. It is still Valkyrie and Doc gets injured. However, Lau's able to re-heal himself. He gets hit, though, from the drop, or from the drone hole, and will finally be finished off by Sangro. Spark able to get Animal. Rafael gets Easily, and the trade from Bosco able to get Rafael. The diffuser's going to get planted here by, it looks like, Thatcher, and the final kill's coming from Spark, able to get Bosco and Ghost Riddle, and it's going to be Onslaught securing that round.
That was almost another
Supremacy securing the round.
Almost another 5-man Slaughterfest. They only lost 1 in that attack. Trophy room is not the room for Onslaught right now.
It is not. It is not their room at the moment. It is now 3-0, Supremacy leading the way.
Now, we saw a pretty good lead last time on Clubhouse by Onslaught. Supremacy started to make a comeback, so there's a chance we could see that comeback here from Onslaught. But if this goes 4-0, I'm really feeling strongly that Supremacy are going to take this map.
Yeah, I think when it becomes a 4-0, it takes a monstrous team to be able to just put that aside and say, we're taking it 1 round at a time and not letting the previous 4 rounds affect their judgment unless it's going to be in a positive way.
Yeah. Supremacy showing they can defend as well as attack on this map. Obviously, they attack a little bit stronger than they defend, but nonetheless, they're going to be playing the heck out of us. But this time, they're going to go with that bar and gaming room.
This is something, like you said, we were looking to see potential strats, change it up, see different bomb sites, and this is what we were also talking about earlier, how when you think about this bomb site, at least from my perspective, you have one attack. You have one set of attack that's just generic, okay, this is how we go against it.
Yeah.
But from a defensive standpoint, if you can easily counter that, you basically have this in the bag.
Yeah, I think if you can control that library as a defender, you definitely have an advantage because not only can you stop them from getting top-down control, you could jump outside and shoot them in the back pretty easily. I mean, jumping outside, of course, is risky in any situation, but this is something we've seen a little bit one time, is trying to defend those stairs like that. And I thought it worked pretty well the last time we saw that.
Yeah, and I actually like Bibu playing Castle up here because he's able to get the L-shaped hallway, L-hallway out of the way by barricading both of the walls there.
Yeah, it was a good call on his part with that castle strat.
And now you see, looks as though he's have Raphael trying to cover up from behind. Lau's going to go up to the balcony, though, and possibly get into the window as we have the attackers moving into the master bedroom.
Yeah, they're definitely getting a good control of this top down here, moving their way over. Once they take that library, that could be very good for them.
Oh, Zephyr's going to try to make an appearance and peek on out, but Animal's there to cover his teammate's butt and get the kill.
I think Zephyr was hoping he was going to catch him on the ladder.
Yep.
And I think that would have worked had he not had a teammate there to take it out.
Agreed, 100% there.
That's
Lau, however, is going to be on the bathroom balcony.
I mean, I like how they're taking a lot of control of this top floor here, but until they can get library clear, it's not necessarily going to do a whole lot for them. He was going to get the camera that was already gotten for him.
So now Lau's still going to be inside of this L hallway. Rafael's looking for that, having the wall get opened up. He finally sees it open. Lau's pushing on in. He's trapped by the side door here. He's just staring at it, and all Rafael has to do is just move on up, and he'll be able to get Lau.
And this is why I like that shield at the top of the stairs idea here. He's actually using it to create just a small gap to shoot through here.
There he is. He sees the bullets and will try to land some shots down. Able to get 1 kill onto Lau. Looks through. He sees Bosco all the way on the balcony, but he's going to back down, re-heal himself a little bit, as it is Bibu inside of the connector. And Riddle's able to fall down, get Sparks. Or Spark able to get him easily, though. Able to get Rafael finally on those back stairs. It's now a 3-on-3, 50 seconds left to go. Easily has managed to make his way here in that hallway.
They're burning up a lot of the attackers' time, forcing them to take this top floor the way they are. they might not have a whole lot left to push that bottom and actually plant, especially when
Ooh,
you shot
and
in the back.
Bibu tucked himself inside of the connector of the library, able to get easily who wasn't looking, and you still have him still inside there looking to get Sledge. He down Sledge, gets the second kill. It's now all up to Capital with 35 seconds left to go. Diffuser is not in his hands. It's on the other side of the map. Animal Head's gonna have to drop down, push his way into bar, but it will be Bibu there to get the shotgun kill onto him and finish him off.
That's ironic because that grenade forced him out, but it forced him right over to Capito to finish that.
You pushed him right down Indy and you weren't expecting it,
No,
there
he really
it was.
brought him to himself. Maybe he didn't expect that hatch to be open there, but that really backfired, unfortunately for him. And that puts Supremacy in a very strong position to take this to map 3.
They've got to be loving it. And to me, that was actually the first time I've ever seen a bar and game room successfully held.
Yeah, and I think it was held really well by that castle strat for one thing. I feel like the attackers were actually trying to use that castle door to say like, okay, we can hold this side of the map and kind of figure it out before we push forward. And then once they pushed forward, they just could not get them completely out of library. Having 2 there really paid off.
Yeah, I don't think they realized what was going on with the combination of Doc up there as well as Castle.
Yeah, that really paid off for them. I mean, 2 men defending upstairs, because like I said, that upstairs is very, very important in defending that room, and they obviously realized that.
So here we are with Onslaught's potential final attempt here to hold down a defensive site.
I'm glad they realized that that trophy room wasn't working for them.
It was not working out for him, so they're going to go down here to the basement.
So the question is Supremacy's attack good for there as well? We've seen a lot of strength on their trophy room attack.
5 seconds
But
left.
do they have the same one for the basement? Although the basement does have a couple good ways to attack it, so it does offer some flexibility. They did bring a thermite, so they have a lot of ways they can open it up.
Has been dropped.
They do have that Capita, which is pretty useful, especially in combination with the Blackbeard for making a push on that garage or onto the wine cellar side. So I think the operators they've chosen were flexible enough to be able to be used on both bomb sites, which I assume is the idea. So they could take advantage of that here. It does look like they want to drone at the wine cellar side, maybe a little bit more than the garage side, suggesting they might want to go for a wine push. Raphael just doing that right now as they are taking that garage.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a wine push here, seeing as how no one's outside of the snowmobile garage. And you've got Spark, who's playing Blackbeard, pushing his way down the main corridor here.
Now, I'm curious where Thermite is, as Thermite usually is going to be there to kind of back him up and bring it, but Thermite was just doing that early droning for him, which is a great use of Thermite. I mean, you want to get everyone else kind of in position to defend that Thermite plant. So having him drone early is really useful like that.
Yep, and so now he's going to come down from Campfire, push his way in behind Spark, who, there he goes, finally gets on over. EMP goes out. And he's going to open up the large wall here as he backs away and moves on over to the kitchen stairs.
Yeah, this is one of those walls you open Blackbeard to do a lot of damage through.
Now, I like where Lau is. Lau might actually have a good angle on his feet. On the feet of Spark, should he be able to, but it looks like he might just have a little bit of a tougher angle behind the wine barrels.
They're all playing it very low and close and trying to just hide as best they can. Easily almost having an angle as well.
So you can see how well thought out Onslaught has made this bottom bomb site. They know what angles can be permitted and which ones will be denied by that wall getting opened up. And with a minute and a half left to go, you're looking at a 5-on-5 attack here. And there's Raphael finally getting down by Riddle, who peeks on out, gets a little over-aggressive, gets the kill. The nade will kill him as Zephyr tosses that out, and Zephyr actually got downed himself.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they've recovered from losing that Thermite, who'd already done his job. So I don't think that really hurt the attack very much versus losing Valkyrie in that situation, because the shotguns are going to become pretty important once they get inside that wine cellar.
Yeah, and I like the angle that Easily has going into that wine closet. He's going to spot Zephyr, doesn't get the shots off onto him, though. And Zephyr's going to try to repeat that once more. Looks as though the diffuser is not being planted just yet. But oh, there it is. I apologize. There we have Spark able to land some bullets onto Lau as he's inside a connector. Bibu getting the shots onto Easily, but will be traded off by Bosco, who's up on top of the kitchen stairs. Spark finally able to get Lau as he comes through connector, and now Bosco's on top of the kitchen stairs. He's going to have to push his way down, as well as Bandit. Now pushing on down, Zephyr's able to down him, and he will be finished off by Sangro inside of the bomb site. Keeping an eye here, it's a 3-on-1. However, it's a 3-on-0 now, as Spark is able to get Animal.
That's the second 5-0 we've seen of the day. We saw one earlier on PC on Oregon, which was very unexpected. I feel like this one was a little bit more expected, but it's still surprising to see a full 5-0 after the performance that Onslaught showed on Clubhouse, showing they're not a team to be messed with. However, I do find sometimes newer teams to the professional league aren't as broad in their map capability,
Correct.
as they don't have the longer term experience, because a lot of these teams will get good at a map and then expand the repertoire, whereas a newer team's going to have to focus on the ones that they're really strong on. This was Supremacy's choice. It showed. Maybe it wouldn't have been a good idea for Onslaught to let it through, but they also weren't terrible on this map normally.
They weren't terrible normally on this map. I think a lot of it just came to being outplayed, and also the strats just weren't there like they have been in previous seasons.
Yeah, a Supremacy definitely showing how to play this map for sure.
And that was Supremacy just annihilating the
Slaughterfest
kitchen right there, just coming on down.
Tearing it up.
With that, I mean, you had some really great highlights here by Supremacy,
Especially
and some from Onslaught as well, but seeing as how it was a 5-0, you've got to give this map just hands down to Supremacy's ability.
That was definitely how you play this map for Xbox, at least, in just massacring everyone, and even that change of bomb sites at the end for Onslaught. Yeah, they did it a little bit better. So the attacks on Trophy were either 5 men alive or 4 men left alive for them. So obviously Trophy didn't work as well. It was a lot closer down in the basement. Moving down to the basement was the right choice for them. They just didn't have the ability to defend it 100%. So a good attempt from them. I liked the adjustment, but and a nice push out from Riddle right there as well.
Yeah, to me, I actually wasn't anticipating that, because that is a very aggressive attempt at trying to get a kill, and he got one down the other but died in the process.
Had he been able to do something before Thermite had used both his charges, might have been a bit more important, but Thermite is not a super aggressive attack operator. Once he's done his thing, he's just more support at that point.
Yep.
So that I don't think that really gave them enough of an advantage to bring that back in their favor. But them winning that does mean we're going to go to the third map, so we are going to see Bank.
We will see Bank, which is a map we have been starting to see more of for Xbox. Still hasn't really made its way for PC. I think PC players have been trying to stay away from it for the most part. But I want to say that we're going to see some different stuff which we haven't seen before. Like we just saw on Clubhouse, we saw the game room and the bar hold, and that worked out fantastic for Supremacy.
I think we do see some actually interesting variety though sometimes on Bank. I've really liked how the Xbox players have taken up Bank in some of these later play days in the Playday season. Some of them actually even trying to play CEO Office. So.
All right, so we are going to head on over to the showcasing of Bank. So let's take a look at the bomb sites there, because again, this is a map that we've seen sometimes on Xbox or have rarely seen on PC. And we want to take a look at what those sites are. So instead of being back in the game, we're going to be right here, back showing you the players, as we did have one person just fall out of line, and he's going to be back in here in just a moment.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Poor guy. All right, but no. So talking about Bank, we know that the first bomb site is almost guaranteed to be downstairs inside of the server room, or the CCTV room, and inside of the lockers. What about the second bomb site? Because this is one of the few buildings, the few maps, where the remaining 3 bomb sites can all pretty much be chosen. We've seen top hold, we've seen both of the first floor holds.
It is surprising to see the CEO one, but I do think the strongest second one still has proven to be the Teller Archives.
Okay.
However, I do like some of the ideas they were presenting in terms of how they were defending CEO. I just didn't see it work all that well unless the attackers just didn't have a good strat for it. Assuming both these teams have strats for that, I do expect we may see a lot more of Teller Archives and the CCTV lockers downstairs.
Yeah.
But then again, it may be a situation like we just saw there with Trophy Room defense just not working, so they just switched at some point. So if one of the teams is really not holding that Teller Archives or the basement, we'll probably see that CEO. Or maybe an open office. I mean, it's a little riskier in some aspects, and it generally, at least on PC, is preferable to playing the CEO office. So.
So coming at it from an attack standpoint on the bottom bomb site, inside of the CCTV room and inside of the locker, the most typical push that we've seen from the attack side has been in through the sewers into server and push in from that site. What about trying to change it up a bit and come in through the elevator and inside a vault? Is that something we can potentially see here?
I think we've seen a couple teams try it, and it just generally falls apart, and it's maybe that just they don't have the right level of support from other sides. Maybe they're not supporting correctly from Garage, or maybe they're not making that server side push first to kind of throw them off, because we've generally seen them kind of get funneled in slowly by going through that drop, not having the support from the stairs, and just getting picked off one by one, which is not working out for them, and sometimes they're just not ready to fight through that vault. I personally think when we see the server push, especially on Xbox, the stairs, the server stairs are super critical. We've seen some great counterplays by shotgun players, especially like a Valkyrie player, playing on those stairs, stopping the attackers from getting in there. And we've also seen some great plays from attackers countering that. But it is difficult because of the 90-degree angle, and when Jaegers are placed on that stairs, they're not able to get those grenades down there either. So assuming they play like that, it is going to be on the attackers to try and find a way to stop that, because if they cannot stop that, I've just seen attack after attack fall down due to that.
And I think one of the things that we've seen here on defense once or twice has been a Frost. I remember we were casting a map, I think it was Playday 7 actually, where a Frost made an appearance down here holding down the bomb site, or on the basement bomb site, and there was a Frost trap right underneath, or right over the other side of the desk inside a server.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is that there? It's in the middle of the room. You called it. You were like, okay, they're going to hop over that in a rush of fire trying to get into the bomb site, and right there, it downed a person, they got the kill, and the defensive got the round there. So I want to see, we actually might see a Frost here as well.
I think it's possible there are some definitely good placements for it and trying to catch people rushing off guard. I mean, I would think people would stop vaulting over that desk by now, but hey, obviously it works for a reason, and people are just getting in a situation where they're trying to deal with the defense that's set up, and they have to do what they have to do to get in there, because controlling that server room generally leads to a win.
Yep.
If you can control it and the stairs, you can generally win that attack. But hey, if you throw in like a nice monkey wrench, like a Frost trap that you don't expect, that can really throw that off.
Awesome. So we do have everyone in party here. We're going to get back underway with the game here, and it's going to be the third and final matchup between these two teams of Onslaught and Supremacy. Now, this is the first matchup for Xbox semifinals at the moment. We had Onslaught secure the first round, or the first map on Clubhouse. Supremacy took a 5-0 win against Onslaught on Chalet. And now we're here on map number 3. This is the determining factor, or the determining map here, for which of these teams is going to move on to the grand finals and play tomorrow for their shot at $75,000.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line here for these teams. Whenever you trade back and forth on a map like that, it is definitely difficult to determine who's going to win, because obviously it is very map-based, right? And like, Bank is not necessarily one that has a definitive clear favor at the moment. However, after a 5-0 like we saw on Chalet, I feel like if this is not a decent map for Onslaught, we could see a pretty heavy Supremacy play here. They are starting out on defense here, so this is a good chance for them to get that first successful point, especially since they're playing what looks like a pretty good lineup here. You have Valkyrie to be able to hold those stairs, get those cameras up. You have Smoke to be able to hold them back by playing through that red hallway. You have Doc to be able to keep people alive, and Pulse to be able to get some idea where they're coming from and to be able to counter it. And then, of course, Jaeger to place those ADSs. Overall, I think a good lineup, a good strat. As long as they're going to play it correctly, this could go in Supremacy's favor.
Yeah, seeing as how Bibu's staying around the server stairs, I foresee him staying inside a server, right, and basically just looking to see, okay, who's going to be where, just call out who's in tunnel, who's above, and I see him being very useful there in the information gathering business here.
And one operator we do see we haven't seen a whole lot of today is Twitch on the attack.
Yep.
I imagine that they may be able to use that Twitch drone to do some, maybe get those ADS devices taken out even, so that they can try and push down those server stairs. Not a bad idea, as long as they're able to get some work done with that drone, and a great gun on Twitch as well with that FAMAS, so definitely some useful utility with that operator as well as kill power.
Yeah, we are here underway in the attack round, or the attack phase of this first round. Animal's already rappelling into the plaza inside of that Skylight Lounge, and he's looking, Bosco's able to clear out the archives for him. It looks as though he's going to make a push down server. However, we do have Valkyrie sitting on those server stairs, which we just talked about.
Yeah, and those metal detectors really don't help for the attacker either. That's definitely something that's going to give you away.
Nade comes down. Bosco's going to try to throw a second nade. Goal! Just missed Spark. Bosco rushes on in, but a single shot from that Spas 12 was able to down him. A second one will finish him off.
And that's why I was saying you want to put those ADSs in there, but obviously he's used to playing without them and able to dodge those nades just fine.
So now that is 3 nades wasted on a Valkyrie. Not a single point of damage done to her just yet. However, with that drop hatch getting opened up above server, she's going to have to get out of there.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad position to be in, but getting that kill, controlling those stairs, as long as you can kind of stay near the foot of those stairs and still control them, it's going to be good.
Now, Bibu is on the other side of the wall here. He actually was not droned out. He knows that there's going to be a person. We know it's Thermite, but he knows there is someone, or I'm sorry, it's Ash. There is someone on those stairs.
Interesting that you got Zephyr in the garage as well. Like, they want to just hold that garage side and make sure that the red hallway stays secure.
And it looks as though we have Animal and Easily both coming down from the server stairs, and you also have Twitch who's in here.
Surprised that Valkyrie gave up control of the server like this. Definitely is good for the attack.
Oh, an Animal just shooting through the wall. Beats one wall, beats two walls. Finally gets the shots onto Zephyr. And that was just magnificent, just ghost shotting. Just pre-fire, just a little bang, 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 and finally gets his kills onto him.
Yeah.
Perfect line of sight there.
Definitely a good kill for him.
So here is Bibu. Is he on the other side of server right now? Or
It looks like he might be in that little vault room off Red Hallway.
He is, okay.
It's a good spot, actually, because he's able to see a lot of those people just bunched up right there.
He knows all four are down there. That you don't see any other defenders looking anywhere else other than right at A.
This is where they needed their Jaeger alive to rotate around to those server stairs behind them and get a great kill, but they just don't have that right now.
Ooh, and the gas grenade from Sandgro's able to get easily. Animal will be downed and killed off by Rafael. However, the diffuser has not been planted. There's 15 seconds. The gas grenades are going to hold him off until the last little bits of seconds. Rafael moved on over into A. He's going to peek around, spots Twitch, able to get the kill down. Last one's going to be Ghost Riddle. Can he get the kills? He doesn't look like it. 2 seconds left to go, and it's going to be Supremacy getting that round.
Very well delayed. They left him in a situation where even if they tried to make that plant, they were probably just going to die doing it. Good defense, and that's exactly, as I mentioned earlier, why you bring smoke.
100% why you bring smoke.
It's much like Oregon. He's just one of those bomb spots where it is absolutely useful.
There are some operators that you can build into a strat, and there are some operators that make the strat.
Yeah.
And that is one of those operators, Smoke, on this bomb site.
Absolutely. That's why you see Low bringing him as well. I mean, pretty similar lineup here on the defenders for Onslaught. Obviously, they saw how well it worked. Gonna go ahead and use that just the same. A slightly different attack lineup. They are bringing Buck instead of Twitch, so that could come in handy, but this is not one of those ones where you're going to open up a lot of floor above the bomb spot or something. So not necessarily a lot of use for his skeleton key.
I'm actually curious. We saw the dev panel earlier talk about some of the caliber destruction here. I'm curious how the largest caliber weapon here is going to go up against the Buck Master Key, the skeleton key, and see what's going to cause a bigger destruction than walls.
Yeah, are you going to need that skeleton key for walls then?
I want to know the answer.
Yeah, something definitely looking forward to testing, but that is going to be a ways off in 5.2, I believe. Or no, wait, no, that's going to be in the next update.
That will be.
Right, yeah.
It will be November 17th.
Excellent. Looks like Bosco wants to do something similar to Zephyr and kind of play it far out here as Jaeger hoping to get a lucky shot on someone trying to make a push in there. Not everyone pushes Garage, though. He may be wasting his time, but hey, they've got a little bit of time to play with at the beginning here as they are on defense.
Yeah, and where he actually was sitting was a little bit of a different angle, being behind the post instead of behind the black car inside of that garage.
I think the post might be a little less secure.
A little less secure, but a little bit different
Yeah.
in terms of angle.
Yeah, as long as you can catch them off guard with it and be able to safely get away if you need to, then that's all that counts. I mean, there's not usually a huge amount of people pushing in the garage. It might just be a 1v1 sort of situation with no one to trade, so that's always good.
Now looking here, Zephyr's on the top floor, looking down those back stairs, trying to see if someone might peek up from below. But as we have a drone there, he's able to call it out and say, no one's right there just yet.
Yeah, it was an interesting angle, just trying to get some additional information without a lot of risk to himself. He's doesn't want to go through those metal detectors, I'm assuming as well. Just go ahead and drone that for me.
Now we do have Riddle still on those server stairs, and I think Bibu's going to be droning him out soon. Zephyr has managed to make his way down these main stairwell. And Bosco's still inside a garage, so I feel a confrontation coming up here between Zephyr and, I think that was Zephyr and Bosco.
Yeah, as he may have to deal with that stairwell pretty soon. Pulse, though, just looking for anyone who's going to be pushing that square lobby above, trying to blow open server. Doesn't look like anyone's too interested in
He's
doing
basically
it
just the warning for Valkyrie, who's sitting on top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Now he does spot two. It looks like they're inside a square lobby now, so now Riddle is focused and ready to go. You're going to see one nade go, get destroyed by the ADS, another nade, third nade. Can a fourth nade go? Bibu's going to be droning it out. Finally spots Riddle, and the ADS finally gets destroyed.
That is going to be good for them if they can still poke around and get Riddle, but Riddle's playing it a little close now, hoping to catch one of them off guard.
Ooh, and there it is. The last nade from Buck finally goes in, downs Riddle, and finishes him off with the C8 SFW.
That took a lot of resources to take down Valkyrie there, but that's really going to pay off if they're able to successfully hold those stairs and make their way in.
It is. I mean, there's 40 seconds left to go. A 5-on-4. Sangro's going to finish droning out, see if there's someone behind server. There is. Animal does get down, though. Rafael's going to go down and get the final kills onto him. The gas grenade, though, from there is going to prevent that push. This is why he's so important, that gas grenade.
Yeah, they might have thrown it maybe a little too early, but it's still, That's what they need to stop is this plant as long as possible.
That's a very good incendiary, trying to prevent that push from the doorway. However, Bibu overextends himself, easily is able to get the shot from the hallway. Now the incendiary is going to push on out. Rafael's back, will be there and will get killed off. Lau able to get the gas grenade on the Sangro. Bosco getting Rafael. Zephyr able to get Lau. Gets traded off though by Bosco. And Zephyr's there to get the final kill into easily. And there it is. Supremacy winning round number 2.
With trade after trade, it just came down to sheer numbers and having one man up at that point. Being able to actually take advantage of that. I liked the angle through the bars though that they were using, that he was using to try and hold that spot, because it's difficult for the attackers to be able to shoot through it. A little bit easier for you because you're closer to the bars. So it was a nice angle. It got a lot of good kills for him, and he was able to kind of anticipate Thermite, seeing his gun poke through the wall there. So almost made it work, but so far looking like this is Supremacy's map.
It is, and I think what we were talking about earlier is that momentum carrying over. From a 5-0, now you've got your momentum up, you want to keep it going. There hasn't been too much of a break between the maps, so now it's your time to shine and just keep that going.
I feel like that's what we saw earlier with Continuum on their 5-0 on Oregon as well.
Correct.
They really carried that momentum over to the next map. So they are playing upstairs though. Should be interesting to see how they defend this and whether or not they can do it successfully. Maybe it's something we could see, you know, some strats that carry over to PC as they go, you know, maybe some of that could work. We haven't seen it yet, but I
would like to see some different stuff on PC happen on Bank.
Yeah.
But I mean, regardless, seeing anything on Bank is eye-opening to me because it doesn't get played as often as we would like.
Yeah, and I like it because it does have a lot of variety of stairs as well, something we talked about on Chalet. There's 3 stairs on here as well, although some of them don't go all the way up or down on the map, but it still offers a lot of rotation, a lot of play for roamers, a lot of different ways to approach things. This is an interesting choice though, because yeah, you have a lot of ways to kind of roam a little bit, but not really on the same floor for the most part, other than perhaps that stock room. It is going to be a lot of windows up there working against you. But I do like when we see them play this, it is creative in how they set up the defense with castles, with reinforcements, to kind of reconfigure the CEO office how they want to.
See, I like what Zephyr chose to do right there. Instead of being, he got droned out. Instead of being passive and going back upstairs, back to the bomb site, he actually goes closer to that entrance point of where the attackers might be pushing in from. And I think if Animal doesn't check that, it could be a nice kill there for Zephyr.
Yeah, it really doesn't look like he caught it. So playing against what they're going to expect could pay off here.
Yeah, so he's sitting right now inside of that electrical room, which is outside by the alley entrance point. And sometimes you'll see attackers rush on in. Sometimes it's just not what you're going to get. But yeah, looks like Zephyr's going to go for it.
We've seen some good roam play from Zephyr. Sometimes it just hasn't worked out, and Bosco might have just spotted him, so it may not work out. Animal's going to play off of it, though, trying to get some kind of wall bang out of it, trying to catch him running out of the room. Just a little bit late doing so.
He gets a little aggressive as he pushes into the electrical room. Gonna push into Skylight here in just a moment, but turns his back to the kitchen, which is where Zephyr was. However,
Zephyr's waiting for it.
He is waiting for it. We also see that is Bibu pushing around as well.
Friend.
And there he goes. Bibu finally gets the bullets onto Animal as he's just standing in the middle of the doorway, looking towards those server stairs.
Definitely did not work out for Animal there. Good teamwork.
So here we have it. Onslaught still needs to come back and fight. They are down a man. It's 5-4, and still only 60 seconds left to go. Easily is going to whip out that drone, though, and push on in.
Spark gets caught out, and that does leave him kind of in a pinch situation, but he has a shotgun, and if he can force them into him, it is all his game to play. And it looks like he almost did.
Yep, and you saw Riddle strafe across the doorway there, try to draw out Valkyrie a little bit with the shotgun.
He knows Valkyrie's not going to leave that anytime soon, though, to come out and get him.
Now there it is. Zephyr finally gets a kill into Easily. That's going to be downstairs as well, playing Jaeger. He comes up from behind for the flank. Raphael will get a team kill onto Spark, and Biba will pick up the kill onto Bosco. Now it's a 4-on-1 with Twitch left alive. Sangro comes around, able to get Riddle, and I believe we're going to see Zephyr here with a flank right onto, right there it was. Bibu getting the shots onto Lau, getting the final kill. Supremacy 3-0 right now.
You don't have to feel too bad about that team kill as long as you win the round, right?
Agreed. And you can see the hype that we see here on the screen from Supremacy. They know this is their map to win. Yeah. And it's also at the moment their map to lose.
I mean, I really actually don't hope we see another 5-0. I think that's kind of a little demoralizing for the other team, but it is looking to trend that direction here at 3-0 already, and then playing a variety of bomb spots, and it's still working out for them. Onslaught not able to defend this bomb spot last time. They're going to have to change up what they're doing, or at least defend it a little bit harder, because Supremacy have just shown sheer domination on this bomb spot on attack and defense.
Yeah, see, what I would like to see happen is potential, a little bit of more pressure on the first floor, possibly even take that pressure up to the top floor. There hasn't been much of that for a bottom bomb site hold.
Yeah. And we've seen that work occasionally. I have seen one of the few times where they just roamed a whole bunch of people upstairs and no one expected it. And it really just slaughtered the other team.
Yep.
But it's not something you can pull off all the time. But it is nice to force them to drone the whole map because this is a big map to drone all of.
Yeah, and I think when you're down and out and it's almost going to be a 4-0 potentially, you need to possibly just consider, hey, let's throw it out there. We have this in the back of our deck, but we don't think it's going to work. But give it a shot. Give it a shot if nothing else is working for you.
And I feel like that's the time we saw it last time when that was just a long shot Hail Mary pass and did work out. I think ultimately that team didn't end up winning, but it was a great round to watch nonetheless. I hope they can hold these stairs a little better this time, but I don't really feel like this worked out for Bosco last time. And since their previous attacks worked, I can't imagine them necessarily thinking, oh, hey, we got to change it up and come Garage this time, guys.
There's not really too much of a push from Garage ever since I believe it was after 2.0 dropped and all the glass was breakable.
Yeah, that made it a lot less usable of those cars. Animal, though, hoping someone's going to come at least somewhere near him so he can get some intel, not catching anyone in the sewers or on the stairs. Doesn't look like they're even really wanting to defend their stairs all that well, just find out when they're coming. So that could really backfire on them because I think they're going to get control of them pretty easily.
Yeah, and so instead of Riddle being on the stairs where he was able to get a kill or two last time, now he's going to be inside of the locker room. Zephyr, however, is going to get on his drone and pop on down the main second floor hallway.
And I think if they drone those server stairs and see they're free, it's going to be pretty easy for them to make that push. Although it looks like they're a little more concerned with pushing this side for whatever reason. But I hope see Bosco's feet there dancing back and forth.
Zephyr does spot Bosco, and Bosco's going to rotate out of there. Riddle's going to move on into the main hallway as well. And with half the round left to go, the attackers are still just trying to get in position. And there's not any resistance they're facing either.
No, I think they've got to be coordinating what they're doing at this point. They've got a lot of good intel. They know where most people are at. Looks like Pulse has a little counter intel there, but ultimately nowhere near the amount of intel that the attackers have with their drones, knowing a lot of those positions down, especially if they decide to attack down those stairs.
Yep, and so now Animal realizes that, hey, they are trying to come down from the server stairs. I'm going to get out of the way. Bibo's going to push on in. He looks as though Raphael's going to be on the other side of the wall, possibly open up the wall there. We can see him planting it as Bibo's holding on.
This is a really good, I mean, yeah, it took him a while to get here, but getting that wall open right now makes, oh, nice.
C4 from Animal is going to get Zephyr. That's Capital falling down, and that's actually pretty key kill right there because those are the incendiary and the smoke arrows gone.
But they didn't bring a smoke, though. That could be a critical mistake for the defenders, as they have nothing to do to slow this down. Sangle crawling backwards to get that bomb spot just on the edge. Gets shot in the back of the head for it, though.
Easily, though. Able to get the shots on the Sangro. The C4 from Riddle. Able to get Bibu. Spark able to get Bosco. And now it's a 4-on-2. Spark's able to get one. Easily gets the trade onto Raphael. Blackbeard's going to drop and easily gets the pistol kill on a Spark. That's going to be Onslaught's first round one here today on Bank.
There was that angle again through the bars. Really working out for them. I like the way they use it. I'm surprised that kill worked on Blackbeard there, but you know what? They played it well despite not having the smoke. So getting that kill on Capito probably started to kind of collapse things. I feel like they had this great push. They started making it work and then just, I don't know, couldn't follow it up, I guess, with enough pressure from any other side to make it so they had to watch their back. They were able to just get those shots off. I liked Segro. He was almost able to make that plant. He was backing up into position, trying to make that plant right at the edge of the room. Had they been able to get that down, I think that really could have gone in Supremacy's favor.
It would have been in their favor. We would have seen a 4-0 for the most part. But that angle from Easily, I mean, Easily had to have scoped out that angle and realized this is the only angle that I can get to safely get that angle on.
I mean, personally, I probably will use that angle in the future because I just like the way it's worked out. I mean, also at the same time, though, Thermite running up to it every time, not the best plan. That's not really worked out for him.
Yeah.
So we'll see here, though. That is the first point, but it's still a very strong Supremacy map so far. They've been able to defend this bomb spot just fine previously. I do expect the same thing. Although Spark had to dodge a lot of grenades to pull it off last time, they're going to be thinking about that, and I hope there's an ADS placed there. But I don't know if Jaeger really cares too much to help Spark with that.
Yeah, we saw last time we had a Twitch making an appearance like you called out before, but I believe we also had a Blackbeard, and this time we don't.
Yeah, they're definitely going for a little bit of a different strat here. Maybe they're not playing as long of the range game, and they just want to bring a little bit more aggressive operators.
But here we are underway in the attack phase. We're going to have all of the defenders downstairs inside of the basement and inside of the locker in Arsenal room, or inside of the CCTV room. Sangro's going to be inside a server. Bibu's going to hop on cam, though, and spot Lau moving on in. Good Valk cam here. This is giving them a lot of good intel. They know Sledge and Twitch are both here. Yeah,
that's really helpful, having some idea of that. And also seeing that gun right there as well. That's going to give Spark a lot of info that he needs. Those Jaeger devices are there this time. That's going to pay off. Going to make it much harder for them to get in. They're doing what they can to try and get rid of those. And Twitch, just like we discussed earlier.
Perfect. So I want to highlight that right there, because Twitch right there, a lot of people say use the Twitch drone to hurt the Valk on the stairs. Don't do that. You want to get rid of the utilities. That's more important than doing 10 damage on an enemy.
And ultimately, it almost cost Spark his life as well. He's down very low health now. So I think that really paid off using that Twitch that time.
So with that, he's going to have to back down and possibly, looks like Doc's going to give him a little bit of health back up. He's down to, I want to say 80, 90 health now. Yeah,
we're seeing Bibu doing what he was doing last time with Pulse, staying in a very secure spot. You're not going to get killed there and just getting a lot of intel for his team, but decides to play a little more aggressively, bringing out his shotgun to help.
Yeah, I really like that placement from Bibu, that location being inside of the gold.
Yeah, I've seen some interesting placements in this particular map for Pulse, using these corners like this. His range is nerfed, so he's not as useful as he used to be in that, but still plenty good enough on that particular spot.
And I mean, this is fantastic here from Supremacy. Their placement is just magnificent. Now, they hear the gas grenade, the smoke grenades going out. They're going to counter with their own gas, preventing the push in, and that is a great counter right there from Smoke.
I really don't know what the point of that smoke right there was, as it didn't really help with the plant or anything like that. It didn't provide any kind of cover. Maybe a second smoke would have been fine.
You see Rafael trying to hold that same angle that easily did last time.
I think that's why Bibu came over and opened it up for him. So, hey, why not?
So there's only one gas grenade left. 2 gas grenades have gone out. There's 45 seconds left to go. Now it's all up to the attackers to try to bait that last gas and then finally go in. But they have to bait it now, or else it's going to be too late.
And there's not a good bait for it.
Rafael able to get one headshot down on the Animal, but will be traded off by Riddle. There's the last bait. So they're going to have about 20 seconds left to get the plant down once the gas dissipates.
Thermite's pretty low health, though, so that might have counted enough.
He is pretty low, but all he has to do is just have 7 seconds all to himself. Sangro's over here. No more gas, no more barbed wire. Sparks also inside of Red Hall. It's now a 4-on-4. 15 seconds left to go. You see Riddle there. The defuse finally gets planted. There it is. That's the time they needed. Riddle able to get the shots onto Bibu as he pushes on in. Zephyr's trying to get one shot. He gets down easily. And you hear Lau coming down the main stairs by the server side. Zephyr's holding on to it. Sangro's going to push out. Look to the right. Will be down and killed. There is Riddle getting finished off. Bosco and Lau able to get the final kills. It's going to be Onslaught coming back. It is now a 4-2 match right now.
That was a really good attack by Onslaught. They kind of fumbled a little bit towards the beginning, but as you said, getting that last smoke out gave them the opportunity they needed. Obviously, getting some of those kills like on Doc, lowering the amount of guys they had to be able to watch and hold that angle definitely helped. I mean, they did not have a good way to counter that plant. I don't think they had the angles easily used down as well to be able to kind of shoot through the bomb and counter it. And I think that's exactly why they just were not able to hold it the same way. But now Onslaught's going to go up to the middle floor, to that Teller's Archives.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, we highlighted it perfectly by saying it was Onslaught just, they needed to get rid of the smokes.
Yeah.
And so being able to get down there as quick as they had, opened up the wall, and I mean, I think they still had a minute 20, minute 30 left, and they got this first gas grenade thrown out and out of the way.
Yeah, and it was also onto that Twitch move at the beginning, getting those ADSs down and pushing Valkyrie out of the stairs as well. So I think that also factored into it for sure.
So, I mean, if you're bringing Twitch just for that reason, maybe you're not a fan of her gun. I don't know why you wouldn't be a fan of her gun. But if you're not a fan, you could also just bring a Thatcher to get rid of those ADSs.
Yeah, obviously that's the safer route because you just throw them up against the wall. So.
5 seconds left.
But nonetheless, Onslaught had a great attack round there, and it just magnificent.
Yeah, and that is putting them quite a bit back back on the map, because now it's not such a big point gap. It's just 1 point difference.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Earlier I said it was a 4-2. It's actually only 3-2.
Yeah, so it's not looking too bad for Onslaught. They've definitely found their stride the last 2 rounds.
They have, and now they're looking to come on back. Looks like the momentum they've been able to push aside here from Supremacy, and they're looking to make their own momentum coming back.
And we haven't seen this bomb spot yet, so we don't really have any idea how either team's going to play this just yet. But it is one that I think is a good bomb spot. You don't usually necessarily see 3 people in the archives room. That seems a bit much, as they're not going to give a lot of different angles or anything like that.
Bosco
Might
loves
more
this
on
garage.
I like the garage too, but usually when you're attacking the bottom bomb spot, not necessarily to go upstairs here. Interesting to catch that hatch being open though. Maybe he's going to try and use it, see if he can get some kind of advantage angle.
Yeah, I mean, I would typically, if you're going to have someone downstairs in the basement, possibly make it someone with a C4 so you can throw it up through that drop hatch.
Yeah. But hey, you know, if he's able to do some damage from there and then get away clean, that's what matters more for a roamer.
Agreed. And so with that, we do have everyone except Jaeger on the bomb floor, which is going to be inside of the teller and archives room.
Yeah. There's a lot of droning going out just looking for Bosco, I imagine in particular. I'm not sure if they caught him quite yet, though.
I don't think they have either. And, I mean, you are spending over half the round droning and trying to get into position. But what we see Bibu here, Bibu's going to be inside of the CEO office and executive lounge. Most likely opening up here. We have opening up the floor, getting rid of some of the angles. You can see him looking down at the desk inside of behind the teller archive.
He did see the ADS but didn't take it out, I think. But that is a nice angle to have, especially if you can plant the diffuser right there. You can watch it from above and give yourself a lot of power. This is one of the bomb spots, though, that attacking from above does greatly benefit. And I could have even seen a Buck in the lineup on this.
Ooh, we saw him just miss the feet of Valkyrie. However, she finally sees it, downs her, and finishes her off. Great job by Bibu looking through the holes that he made.
Yeah, this is doing... Even if you don't kill anyone from this forces a lot of people out of position, and it's a good way to use that upward angle. Speaking of finding people there.
And Bibu tries to get some more shots. Doesn't get anyone yet. We hear the thermite charge going off, going to blow up in the wall outside by the back stairs. Rafael's now trying to move on in. However, Thatcher has been downed. He's going to be picked back up by Rafael. 30 seconds left to go. Ash is still upstairs trying to open up some of the floor, get some of the kills. And Capital coming down the back stairs here. Sangro with diffuser in hand is going to get the plant down. Incendiary is going to prevent any kind of push immediately as Animal rushes on in. Nade comes out, tries to go for the kill, but will be down in the process. Bosco able to get one, but trades off on by Rafael. Now Rafael's here right outside of Teller. We see Lau trying to make a little skirmish, rushing on in. But Will, as he inchworms his way over, he will be picked off by Spark, and Bibu gets the final kill as easily.
And that's why I think they probably needed another roamer there. Just once they were all kind of forced into that room, they got pushed over to archives where they pretty much already were, and they just had no actions they could take from there because of that plant, because of Capito having that strength, that wall being open so quick. They were forced into a position where they didn't have any kind of recourse, and that's why you need to have more flexibility to move around and to be able to get behind them.
Yep, and so right now it is 4-2. If Supremacy can hold on to this win and secure this round, they will be in the grand finals tomorrow evening.
Yeah, this is the match point for them to end all match points. If they can just take this, they got it. So I imagine there's a good chance of that happening. We have seen a good 2-round streak by Onslaught, but a 2-round streak is definitely not enough to win a map. And so, yeah, if they get a third map here, they can kind of stay in, but they're going to need 2 rounds to even stay in.
Yeah,
or one loss.
So if Supremacy does poorly on defense, they still have an attack they can shine on.
Which they've shown they can do.
They can. So it is right now, like I said, up to Supremacy to win or lose. Yeah. Right now it's in their hand.
I think pretty capable hands.
Agreed. And so we are finishing off on the prep phase here where Valk cams go out, drones get killed, and intel gets gathered. But we are going to see Supremacy pushing on over.
Now, Supremacy haven't won this every time, but they've made a very good showing of winning most of the time on this bomb spot. So there's a good chance, as long as they're able to adapt for what happened last time with that push, and maybe play the smokes a little bit tighter, use some other countermeasures, and guard those stairs a little bit better, have Bibu not get pushed out by that Twitch drone, for example.
Yep.
I think they could secure this, but they're going to have to figure out how to adapt. There's a lot of attack coming in already here. Not too far from where Pupu's at. Not sure what he's doing all the way up there. They are going for a lock side
push here. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier, is how it's very clean, very quick. Rafael's already being caught off guard as he tries to jump over and gets inside a garage. Now he's trying to open up the door here and get another side angle in. but with a sledge, they should be able to make it into the B bomb site. Sangro's trying to come back into the locker room. They have already secured Vault. Attackers have now swapped the entire map here on the defensive side.
I don't think they expected it to go quite this way. Supremacy not really planning for a locker defense.
Ooh, and Bibu's coming up from the flank from up high, and he's able to get a couple bullets down. Sangro gets the first kill, Rafael gets another, and Bosco able to get the trade onto Bibu.
Still looking good for Supremacy here as they're down to 2 on Onslaught against 4 on Supremacy. But Supremacy did make a pretty good Onslaught made a good initial push.
Now Zephyr just able to tap the shots down onto Lau. Bosco able to get some kind of kill here onto Sangro. He is the last attacker alive. It's a 1-on-3 right now. Trying to get the flank from Zephyr. Spots the head. Cannot land the bullets. It is now just money flying everywhere as Bosco tries to push on in and to take over Zephyr.
This is the clutch to save his team.
There it is, and it's 1-on-2 right now. 1:20 left to go. However, he is down to 5 health. It is all up to a shotgun from Spark and a nice MP5 from Rafael. They're all looking the wrong way. However, to his left is going to be Spark. This is a good cross, but it is now all up here to Bosco. He doesn't spot the shotgun to his left, doesn't see anyone to the right.
At least he gave himself
But there it is.
Oh.
He gives away his angle, and Rafael turns the corner, gets the shot, and it will be Supremacy going to the grand finals. They win the round, they win the map, and they are moving on to tomorrow's grand final for their chance to win $75,000.
This is a team